tucker box. And this is important for two reasons, because one reason, I brought this for my daughter and I was never able to give it to her. And the other reason is that I've been to the place where there is a statue of the dog in the tucker box. It's like between Sydney and Melbourne, and there's a place that they call the Dog in the Tucker Box or something. I don't know, I've been there anyway. So that's the book. So let's read it. The Dog in the Tucker Box by some people. Probably should say that, you know? Oh, it's got a message, but I did not write this, but I'll read it to you. Dearest Ben, we give you this little book on your naming day from one of our travels in our caravan. We love you lots. Mama and Sanny Papa. Definitely didn't write that. Oh, look at that cute picture of the dog. It's cute. The dog on tucker box. Shut up. The person who wrote the book has a message. While I was writing this book, I had, for the shortest time, the privilege of knowing an old brown Kelpie called Kate. She had the kindest and most loving nature and unbelievable courage. The same sorts of qualities, I imagine, were supreme in the dog who once sat on the tucker box. Okay? And that's the dog on the tucker box. Lady sat on the tucker box watching her master Bill. He packed up his billy and stamped out the campfire. It was time to get moving. There you see Bill stamping out the campfire, burning his shoe, and the dog on the tucker box. Off you go, girl, Bill called to Lady. She knew what to do. Round up the bollocks so Bill could yoke them. Yoke them. Here comes the bull. Look out, you're ready? He's going to get him. Boom! Boom! Bulls are naughty. Then the crack of Bill's greenhide whip rang out. Gee, Diamond! Gee, Noby! The mighty bollocks pulled with all their strength and the wagon began to roll. The settlers who lived far out in the bush were always pleased to see Bill. For long, lonely months, he might be their only visitor. He brought much-needed supplies and news from neighbouring homesteads, and the children were always pleased to see Lady. That's the dog, obviously. Some nights, Bill had the company of other teamsters and hawkers who travelled the same tracks, but mostly it was just Bill and Lady. Ah, you lass, you're a lass I can count on, Bill would say. It's good to have a lass that you can count on. In summer, stirred up dust billowed from the wooden wheels and the hooves of the bullocks. Sometimes they travelled through charred remains of bushfire. It was on a day like this that they came across a stray bull. The angry beast charged at Bill's team, and in a flash Lady was between the charging animal and the bullocks. Still the bull thumbled forward. Barking heavily and bravely, Lady sprang at Bull's head. The outraged bull flung Lady off as she was a matchstick, then turned and disappeared into the bush. Lady lay still. Oh no, she doesn't look well. By the campfire, Bill tended Lady's wounds. You saved us today, my girl, he said. That bull could have spooked the whole team. Lady spent days lying under the wagon. On the 5th day, when she wagged her tail, Bill knew she was going to be all right. Once again, the crack of Bill's whip rang out through the bush, and in a flash, out in the homelands and all along the winding tracks, Lady left her footprints. Late one winter's afternoon, close to Gundabai, Bill stood at the edge of Quangremere. In summer it had been nothing more than a narrow creek. Bill whistled to Lady, "Run ahead, girl, find us the best spot to cross." Minutes passed and finally Lady barked from the other side. "Gee, Diamond, gee, Noby," Bill called. Then he reached for his tucker box. "Come on, girl," he said. Together they trudged across the Quadramai. For Bill, there was no choice. He had to leave and get help. "Stay on watch, Lady, you lass I can count on." "My word, you are." Ah, that's sweet. So sat on the tucker box there. Maybe Bill lost his way somewhere in the dark bush, or maybe he fell and lay injured. The following day, a passing teamster released Bill's bullocks into the bush. He noticed Lady sitting on the tucker box, and exactly as her master had commanded. Passing settlers and other bullocks tried to coax Lady in to come out with them, but she would not leave her place. They gave her what food they could spare, and still she waited with patience and faithfulness that could not be shaken. Bill never returned. In 1932, a monument of a dog sitting on a tucker box was erected 5 miles from Gundagai. That's where I went to. I went to that place. And the thing says, "A tribute to our pioneers. Prime Minister of the Commonwealth, 28th, 11th, 1932. Such and such, such and such, such and such."